Today I'm using a bunch of new makeup products and I'm going to give you guys my very first impressions. What's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I figured I would do a first impressions on some of the new makeup that I have recently got. I have the Pure Cosmetics Midnight Masquerade palette, which came in a recent BoxyCharm, and it looks just like this. I have the Collab bronzer in the color Major, which I've heard a ton of stuff about, so I'm excited to try this one out. I have some BH Cosmetics Gold Glitter that I use on my eyelids today. I have these lashes that I have from House of Lashes in Boudoir Lite. And I have two lip products, this NYX lip liner and this LA Girl lip paint, which is an intense glazed gloss. If you guys want to see all of my first impressions using these out on my face, then let's go ahead and just get right on into it. Alright you guys, starting off on the eyes, I am going to use this Pure Midnight Masquerade palette. I received this in a BoxyCharm a few months ago. I can't remember if it was like October or November, but it just looks like this. I haven't used this yet, but it has all face products on this side, so it looks like a highlighter and some blushes. I don't know if I would consider that a bronzer. I feel like it's more of a blush. And then on this side, it obviously has the eyeshadows. Since this is the only matte color in the palette, I'm just gonna go dip into another palette to kind of like build up the crease, just because I usually like a little bit more matte, lighter colors. And then we'll kind of come back to this one and use some of those shimmers on the lid. So for my other palette, I am just going to use this e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette. I absolutely love this palette. It's such a good staple palette for anybody. Just because it's all neutrals, it's all mattes. I feel like all of the colors are really wearable, easy to use. And so if you're just like a beginner in makeup, or if you want a travel palette, or just kind of like very like everyday kind of colors, I absolutely love this one from e.l.f. I think it retails for about $10. So I'm just gonna use this light brown here to kind of like build up my crease area, just so I have a little bit of color in there. All right, now going into the Masquerade palette, I'm gonna use the dark chocolatey brown right here. I'm just going to concentrate that towards my outer corner. So far it seems pretty pigmented just because I've only dipped into there once and it seems like there is quite a bit of color payout. I don't know if I've ever tried any Pure Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. I have definitely tried a few of their face palettes, which I have liked so far. I always get them in my BoxyCharms. I feel like they do a lot of stuff with Pure Cosmetics, which I usually seem to really like what I've received from them, and I feel like their products do work pretty well. To me personally, this eyeshadow palette isn't like super inspiring, and to be honest, like when I see the colors together, they don't really go together or are very cohesive to me. As long as they perform well, that's all I really care about. Okay, for my lid shade, I think I'm trying to try this like dirty gold color here. It's really pretty. It's kind of like an antiqued gold, and it just I feel like would go best with my outfit, and it looks most intriguing to me. So I'm gonna try that one out. So I just packed that on this brush, and I'm going to spray it a little bit with this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist just to wet the brush, because I have a feeling that's really gonna make the color pop. Yes. It's almost like a green gold. It's really interesting color. Or like a chartreuse. The color payout is definitely better when the brush is wet. Now that my brush is a little bit dry, I wouldn't say it's as bright, but it is easier to kind of like blend out the edges with the dry brush so that it's not quite as like intense or pigmented where I'm trying to kind of like blend the edges. Ooh, wow. Okay, how many of you guys use that Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, and do you love it? I was really against using it for a long time. I was just like, I don't know, I wasn't interested in it. And then I finally purchased it and I am so obsessed. It's so good. And I feel like every time I go to Ulta, it's sold out. So apparently everyone else knows that it's really good as well. So out of these two eyeshadow colors, I really did like them. I think that they performed really well. Granted, I didn't get to use the other four, so I'll have to try those again for another video. I'll come back for the blush and highlight colors a little bit later once we finish the eyes. I did mention in my BH Cosmetics Mini Zodiac Capricorn palette video, if you haven't seen that already, I will link it in the eye above. I mentioned that I got a bunch of glitters, and so I figured I would use this gold glitter just right on top today since we are going with a gold look. Okay, I don't have a new glitter glue, so I'm just going to use the Sephora glitter primer, glitter guard primer. I'm just using this little NYX pigment applicator. It's like a little silicone applicator. It works really well for glitters and pigments because it kind of sticks to the silicone, so it's easy to just get it on there. Wow. Ooh. I feel like I don't normally gravitate to gold looks, but this is super pretty. I really like the size of this glitter. Sometimes I feel like glitter is way too fine and it's almost like a pigment. And then sometimes if the glitter is too chunky, I don't like it and I feel like it's really uncomfortable in the eye. The size of this glitter is really nice, if that makes sense. So sweep away any glitter. Dipping back into the palette, I'm just gonna use the dark brown to do my lower lash line. Mascara isn't new, it is just the Loreal Lash Paradise. All right, and then for lashes, I'm going to use these House of Lashes. These are in the style Boudoir Light. They're really pretty. They just kind of like taper off on the edges and they're longest in the center. I feel like these would be a good everyday lash just because they aren't overly dramatic, at least in my opinion. They look pretty natural. I am just using the Tarte Tartiest lash glue in clear. Not new or my favorite, it's just what was closest to me, so it's what I decided to use. I do like this gold. Maybe I'll do gold more often. I actually am really loving this kind of like color. I didn't do any eyeliner today. I've just really been liking the look of no eyeliner on my eye shape just because I feel like sometimes eyeliner makes my eyes look a lot smaller. As far as these lashes go, they do feel really light if you're used to wearing eyelashes every day. I definitely feel like these would be really light and comfortable and also good for just like daytime looks. Like you don't necessarily need to use these lashes with such dramatic makeup. They definitely look like a good daytime lash. All right, you guys, moving on to face. I desperately need some bronzer. I can't stand when my face looks so like one-toned and flat like this. I feel so weird. I am going to use this Collab bronzer in the color Major. I've heard a lot of really good things about this bronzer. If you guys don't know, Collab is sold at Sally's Beauty and it is actually made up of a bunch of YouTubers. And I have heard really great things about this. This specific shade is getting discontinued, so it's actually on sale at Sally's right now. So if you guys want to get it, I would highly suggest going to your local Sally's and buying it. It is on sale for $7.79. I don't know what the original price was, but I feel like that's a pretty good price for a bronzer. It doesn't look overly cool toned or warm toned. I feel like it's pretty neutral and it's also not really deep. I would say that it would work really well for fair to medium complexions. If you have a darker complexion, this looks like it might be a little light. As I put it on my face, it does look a little bit more warm toned than I was expecting, but honestly, that's what I prefer. I don't like a super ashy. As you guys know, sometimes I use the Morphe, what's it called? Bronzer in the color like Fabulous or Fantabulous, and it is like straight red, and I love it. I have a big forehead, so I like to do a ton of bronzer on my forehead. Don't mind me, 10 minutes later, still bronzing. I really like it. I feel like it just really warmed up the face. It looks super nice. I feel like it looks pretty good on camera. It's not too deep for me. Sometimes I go a little deep with my bronzers, but I feel like this is a really good like fair color. I honestly think I might go back to Sally's and buy another one just so that I can stock up on it. I hate it when things get discontinued and it's like one of your favorite products. So I might go grab me another one of these. Don't judge me. Okay. Back to the Masquerade palette. I feel like just because of the other makeup, the golds and like just that bronzer, I want to use this color as a blush. I don't know if this is a blush color or not. Yeah, they're all blushes. Okay. If you guys know me, you know that I like a very bronzy blush or like a more brown toned blushes. I like that almost sunburnt look to my blush. Like I've been in the sun and I just got a little burnt. Ooh, this is super pretty. A lot of times I don't gravitate towards like a shimmery blush as well. I like very like matte blushes normally, but lately I have been getting into a bit more of the shimmery blushes just because I feel like it makes the skin looks a lot more luminous. I hope you guys can see that on camera. It's super pretty. It definitely has more of like a pink shift to it when I like move my face. It's bronzy and then it kind of has like a pinky shift. I put a ton of blush on. I know that most people don't put this much blush on. I feel like blush is the first thing that fades away on people. And so I always go like a little bit more on the blush so that when it fades right to where I like it. Because I swear in a few hours from now, it will be gone. I'm literally liking everything. I'm so excited. Okay, so for the highlight, I'm going to use this lighter color in the palette here called Twilight. I do like this. It seems nice. It does make my skin look a little bit more textured, and I feel like usually my skin doesn't look this textured. I might have tried something within the last few days because I am noticing kind of like a few little bumps kind of throughout my face. It looks really pretty and reflective. So I feel like it's just bringing out the texture just because I already had the texture, and that's what highlighters will do. If you have texture, it will emphasize it. So it's not the highlighter's fault. I definitely love the blush color. That is really pretty. The highlight is just like so-so for me. It's not necessarily like an absolute love. I would definitely use it again, but it's not like I fell in love with it immediately after using it like I did with the blush color. All right, and just because I do feel like I have a lot of layers going on now, I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe Continuous setting spray. This stuff smells so good. It has such a light sprayer. And I love that it's an aerosol. I mean, I know that aerosols aren't good for the earth, but the aerosol is just so nice compared to the sprayer kind. Maybe just a little more. Gonna let that dry. I think Kathleen Lights has like a little tiny mini fan and I should find one. I love the gold eyes just with like all of my gold jewelry. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. All right, you guys, all we have left is lips. I have this LA Girl lip paint in the color Whisper. I picked it up recently at my local CVS. I don't have a new lip liner, and I feel like when I looked at this, I don't have a new lip liner, so the lip liner I'm going to use is NYX in the color Nude Truffle. Oh, it is new. Apparently, this is new. I didn't realize it. It is completely sharpened perfectly, so I guess it's just been living in my lip liner drawer, and apparently I have never reached for it. So, surprise, this is new. Okay. I'm definitely having to work it up. This says this is a super intense color, extra glossy finish. So, supposedly this should be pretty opaque. It looks kind of like a cool toned nude, so I hope that's what it is inside. Just has a little squeezy tube. Whoa! It looks actually kind of pinky. Oh. Wait, what? This is so different. Definitely wasn't opaque or intense color. Very glossy. Yeah, I don't know about this. I feel like the product was maybe like separated in there. Had another one of these LA Girl lip paints in a different color. It was like a red, and it was extremely pigmented, and it was just a different consistency. This is very like glossy and non-pigmented. Let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, there's some of the color. Okay, I think the problem is that the color wasn't mixed into the gloss very well. So like all of the glossy parts separated, and then now the color is kind of coming out more. Apparently this product settles pretty easily. What I'm gonna do this time is just close this and squish it around a million times until I feel like it's mixed up. All right, it has to be good now, right? If not, it might be a fail. Yes, see the difference? Did you guys see the first time it was just like clear? These have a minty smell and kind of taste to them. I really like peppermint and like that kind of lip product just because I feel like it makes you feel like you have like fresh breath. I like it, but if you guys don't like peppermint, you will not like this. All right, it's okay. I don't absolutely love it off of my very first impression. This might be a product that I'm gonna have to like play with and see what it looks good on top of, maybe like a liquid lipstick or something. I'm not absolutely loving the way that it looks and performed. I like the smell, I like the idea, I like the color, but I just wish it was a little bit more pigmented, and I think I'm just gonna have to perfect the way it works. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just trying to flash you guys. It's definitely just like one of those products that I'm gonna have to see what combination works best. All right, you guys, what do you guys think about the final look? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you have any of these products? Let me know what you think. Did you get this eyeshadow palette in your BoxyCharm and did it work for you? I don't know, just something about this palette. Like, I liked the way that everything performed, honestly. It's just like these colors are so random. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, when they look at these colors, does it make sense? Or is it just kind of like, I feel like they just threw leftovers in a palette. They were like, oh, we have a bunch of these, and so like, let's just put them in there. Instead of like thinking out, I don't know. Something about it just seems off. I loved this. Can't wait to try the other colors I got. I also got a dark brown and a rose gold, so that is beautiful. And I actually will probably end up looking and seeing what other colors they have of these glitters next time I order from BH Cosmetics, because you know I'm gonna be ordering from BH Cosmetics again soon because I love them. The Collab bronzer was a definite hit. I probably will end up going to Sally's in the next few days and picking up another one before this is gone. If you guys are interested in this, definitely pick it up before it's all gone. Hopefully your Sally's still has it because I know it's been on sale for a little while. The lip liner was okay. It wasn't the softest and creamiest. It was a little bit hard to kind of like work up. I did like the color. I would use it again, but it's not like an immediate hit. The lashes are really nice and pretty. They feel very comfortable on the eye, not too heavy. I like them. I like that they're a little bit thicker and longer in the center of the lid. I think that that's really nice. This guy was okay. I think that's it. I think that that was all of my first impressions. Let me know if you guys like these first impression videos. Usually whenever I buy makeup, I put everything in my first impressions little box and I wait to use it so that you guys can see how it works on camera. So let me know if this is something that you like and I will continue making these videos. All right, you guys, I think that that's about it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.